Hello, this is Weekend File on the NTA. We are live in Abuja. Before oil was discovered in Nigeria, agriculture was the mainstay of the nation's economy. Oil nearly marred agricultural production in the country because of the cheap dollars it provides. However, it did not take a long time before various governments for many years now realized that the way to go is to look inwards for agricultural production. President Muhammadu Buhari from inception confronted agricultural production head-on when he told Nigerians in 2015 that diversification of the nation's economy would be based on agriculture with its value chains. Thereafter came presidential initiatives and interventions across board to boost the sector. Wheat, in particular, has witnessed the provision of high-yielding seeds that led Nigeria to the current local production level of about 60,000 metric tons and still counting. Recall that in October 2021, the federal government expended over 41 billion naira to cut down on importation of wheat by 60% under the Nigerian Brown Revolution. The wheat value chain plays a critical role in food security for the Nigerian population and is also essential for job creation agenda of the federal government. So Weekend File tonight focuses on Nigeria's journey to wheat sufficiency. We have situation reports and our guest is Dr. Oluwashino Olabanji, former Executive Director, Lake Chad Research Institute. I am Kenan Ima Abulike. Welcome. Don't forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. Now, the African Union has formally declared 2022 as the Year of Nutrition and Food Security in Africa. Consequently, building resilience in nutrition, strengthening human capital, social and economic development has been launched as its theme for the current session. This was the high point of the opening ceremony of the 35th AU Summit in Ethiopia, during which President Muhammadu Buhari restated Nigeria's commitment to the reduction of hunger and malnutrition through the application of its agricultural policy framework. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The declaration of 2022 as the Year of Nutrition and Food Security is in furtherance of previous AU decisions establishing an African task force on food and nutritional development, as well as drawing up an Africa Regional Nutrition Strategy 2016 to 2025. Speakers at the event were worried that the rising level of food insecurity, climate change, conflicts and the multidimensional effect of the COVID-19 pandemic have gravely impacted economic development and population well-being on the continent, stressing the need for collective action towards addressing the situation. In his intervention at the closed session, President Muhammadu Buhari described as saddening that many years after the world committed to ending hunger, food insecurity and malnutrition, Africa is far from achieving the noble objective. He said health, food security and a flourishing agro-system remain preconditions for development, as well as key yardsticks for achieving Agenda 2063 and the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Nigeria's agricultural policy framework, the President explained, encourages investments in expanding the productive capacity of farmers in view of their crucial roles in poverty alleviation. He said apart from inputs financing, linkages are also created between the farmers, processing plants and ready markets through the Anchor Grower scheme. Earlier at the opening session, President Macky Sall of Senegal took over as chairperson of the African Union from the Congolese leader Felix Tshisekedi.
We want a prosperous Africa based on sustainable and equitable development. Cooperation and collaboration is vital, not only for our health, but also for our collective survival.
We need to accelerate investment into Africa and ensuring that African countries with sound economic fundamentals are not unduly penalized by markets and the ranking its institutions.
Holding for the first time in 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the AU summit is expected to receive various reports, including the one on the implementation of the African Union Master Roadmap on practical steps towards silencing the guns on the continent. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has made a strong case for the review and strengthening of the existing African Union mechanisms to enable a more robust and effective response to what he called brazen assault on democracy in parts of the continent. This was during the presentation and consideration of comprehensive reports on the state of peace and security in Africa and the activities of the AU Peace and Security Council at the ongoing African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The comprehensive reports highlight the prevailing challenges of security in Africa and the way forward, including the implementation of what the African Union calls Master Roadmap of practical steps towards silencing the guns. For President Muhammadu Buhari, truncating democracy should also be considered as part of the gravest challenges facing the continent. In his submission during the closed session, the president noted with concern that the AU response, including sanctions, have not achieved their objectives of restoring democratic order in the affected countries and deterring potential coupists. He therefore suggested, amongst others, an adequately resourced and sustainable peace fund, as well as the full operationalization of the continental and regional logistic bases and the Africa Standby Force. He said the finalization of the AU comprehensive strategy for countering terrorism in Africa should also be expedited. In the meantime, Nigeria has been re-elected into the African Union Peace and Security Council for another 3-year mandate to represent the West African sub-region. The country is so far the only one that has sustained the membership of the Peace and Security Council since the inception of the organization in 2004. And on the sidelines of the AU summit, President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to the Prime Minister of the State of Palestine, Mohammed Shitaye. He said Nigeria will continue to pursue peace and progress in Africa and other parts of the world by consistently pushing for justice, fairness, and inclusiveness in global affairs. The President assured the Prime Minister that the country also remains unwavering in supporting democracy, development, and good governance, particularly in pushing for the tenets of justice as well as the rights of individuals and institutions. Prime Minister Shitaye, who commended President Buhari for his leadership role in Africa, told him that the situation in the Middle East, particularly relations with Israel, had deteriorated over the years, adding that the world needs to know the facts. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
About 500 people were stranded at the private wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. The dignitaries from different spheres of life were en route Daura for the tabaning of the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, as the Dan Amanang Daura. They were unable to make the trip due to the bad weather condition occasioned by the Harmattan, though many waited, hoping that the weather will improve to enable them to attend the historic event. They eventually left as the condition remained unfriendly for flights to Daura. The sudden return of the Harmattan in northern parts of the country has affected flights recently, forcing many to either abandon their trips or seek alternatives. Turning to the legislature, where the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, says the ongoing constitutional review by the National Assembly is exploring the possibility of giving the traditional institutions official roles, which will accord them more involvement in governance. He was speaking at the palace of the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari. Raliat Ibrahim reports.
The roles of traditional rulers constitutional, according to the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, will further improve the traditional institutions' power to mobilize the grassroots in supporting government's efforts, especially in tackling security challenges in Nigeria. This area, he knows, is being explored in the ongoing constitutional review by the National Assembly.
We believe in the 9th National Assembly that our royal fathers must have a role and a better and clearly official role and function in our constitution so that we're able to have an all-inclusive governance structure that will ensure that our royal fathers do what they are doing today in a more official manner.
Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Zolugambari, is agreeable to clearly spell out advisory responsibilities for traditional rulers in the constitution, which he says will enhance their ability to foster peace in their domains. At the Government House, Ilorin, Senate President Ahmad Lawan applauds the achievements of Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, especially as it complements the infrastructural development efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari. Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, on his part, reiterates his administration's commitment to policies, projects and programs that will break the circle of poverty and make the people more prosperous. The President of the Senate was in Kwara State to attend the program and has since departed for Abuja. Raliat Ibrahim, NTA News.
In the meantime, Minister of Transportation Chibike Rotimi Amechi has directed the contractors for the Kano-Kaduna Rail project to break the construction work into gangs for easy and timely completion before May 2023. He gave this directive at a monthly inspection in Kano State. Oyenaya Kalwaka reports.
It is a busy site with more equipment rolled out in compliance with the Minister of Transportation Chibike Rotimi Amechi's directive in order to prevent the delay witnessed during the construction of the Lagos to Ibadan rail line project. At the Dawakin Kudu construction site, there are more than 2,000 heavy equipment working daily to meet up with the deadline. The minister urged the contractors to break the work into phases for timely completion.
Break this into different gangs so that everybody is working at the same time, living at the same time. If they do that, then I'm sure that before May 2023, we will have commercial activities on the track.
He acknowledged the challenge of funding.
So the Chinese are not funding the way they are supposed. They used to fund us. Now, up to now, we're yet to conclude the loan on this project. So we're funding this project from the budget. However, we're putting pressure on all the necessary institutions that need to give us loan. Hopefully, that before May, we should be able to get enough money to complete this project. But currently, we'll fund it through the budget. We'll approach Minister of Finance again to fund us within this period, between now and May, hoping that by May, we should be able to get the loan.
The 204-kilometer Kano to Kaduna standard gauge rail line, when completed, is projected to be one of the most economically viable tracks in the country, conveying both passengers and cargoes. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
And still talking infrastructure, Borno State government, in collaboration with the Nigerian military, has reopened Maiduguri-Dikwa Gambaru Road to motorists as a way of resuscitating economic activities and enhanced security along the major highway. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum officially reopened the road, supported by the Theatre Commander Operation Hadinkai, Major General Christopher Musa. Mohammed Goni reports.
Dikwa Gamborongala Road with unlimited access to the content, to the glory of God, and to the benefit of humanity.
Maiduguri Jikwa Gamborongala Road used to be one of the gateways to trans-Saharan trade, contributing immensely to economic development of African countries that include Nigeria, Chad, and Cameroon. The decade-long insurgency, however, cripples the social and economic activities, compelling the authorities to close the road to motorists, which was, however, reopened about 4 years ago with limited access. Officials of the road transport unions were elated by the reopening of the road, saying it will resuscitate the chain of trans-border commercial activities. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum assured to provide all the necessary support to the military and other security operatives to man the highways to protect lives and property.
Vehicles that are coming from Maiduguri up to are free to go to Gamborongala within hours of 10 a.m.
This is part of the peace efforts. With this, there will be development. With development, there will be less challenging of security.
While in Dikwa, Governor Zulum presented 10 patrol vehicles to Nigerian military and 4 each to civilian JTF and hunters, and announced plans by government to resettle Gajibo and Low Mani villages in the local government this year. The governor also inaugurated the re-established Rural Electrification Board facility designed to provide 500 kVA electricity to Dikwa Township, as he also directed the officials to make submission for 1,000 kVA, as 500 kVA may not be sufficient for the town. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State has renewed the determination of his administration to further take the state to greatness. Addressing thousands of his supporters shortly after resuming from long vacation, the governor said he is now back more reinvigorated for service to humanity. Abbas Meikano reports.
Gombe Airport Lawanti suddenly turned lively with political songs, chanting, an unprecedented crowd of people, mostly supporters, who converged to welcome the governor from his 3 weeks working vacation. The governor also received a rousing welcome by other supporters away from the airport that includes youth and women groups, school children, as well as members of various unions and associations. The scenario made the governor to stop at intervals to acknowledge greetings and cheers for his safe back home trip.
It's a sign of support, it's a sign of solidarity, and it's a sign of the fact that we are fully on ground and we are working with the people. This government is by the people, for the people, and is doing whatever it takes to deliver with regards to the demands and needs of the people.
The governor, who thanked his supporters for the rousing welcome accorded him, described it as a source of encouragement to further provide purposeful leadership that guaranteed more people-oriented policies and programs. In Gombe, Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
In politics, the concerned Northern PDP stakeholders is appealing to the party's National Working Committee to remain neutral in the processes that will lead to the emergence of its presidential candidate for the 2023 general election. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Concerned Northern PDP stakeholders, who are largely former members of the House of Representatives, represented others at this meeting. They resolved to stand by PDP leaders and the National Working Committee in their promise not to disenfranchise any zone, but to search with political magnifying glasses for the most credible, competent and formidable presidential candidate for the 2023 election.
The NWC has demonstrated its resolve not to deny any geopolitical zone from vying for the presidential ticket. In the light of that resolve, enjoin all party members to do everything in our power not to disenfranchise any zone, as our chief goal is to take over the presidency.
And still on the 2023 presidential election under the platform of the Third Force, which is a coalition of other political parties excluding the PDP and APC, a member of the National Consultative Front, the major driver of the coalition, Adewale Adebayo, has offered to join in the presidential race.
We need a good electoral act. The electoral bill sent to the president is not one of the best, but it's an improvement over the one we are using now.
A professor of petroleum and chemical engineering, Professor Chris Imumolen, indicated similar interest in entering the presidential race.
We have over 60% active youth in Nigeria, and the youth need to believe in youth.
He urged fellow members of the opposition political parties to close ranks towards the emergence of a credible candidate. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And the Social Democratic Party says it will initiate a rescue movement caretaker committee that will consider all interests within the party and move the party to an elective convention. Deputy National Chairman North, who is also acting as the SDP National Chairman, Abdul Ahmed Isiaq, at a media briefing in Abuja, said a National Reconciliation Committee is already in place to attend to issues affecting the party's harmony and cohesion.
A National Reconciliation Committee that is being populated by respected men and women from all the geopolitical zones will soon start work. We have made the initial contact with our respected statesman, Barrister Supo Shonibare, who led a group to court against SDP for more than 2 years now, and other critical stakeholders. And they are all open to discussion.
The current leadership of the party, he added, is working to provide adequate offices across the country and the befitting National Secretariat in Abuja. From politics to security matters now, in its continued efforts at improving the efficiency of the officers and men of the Nigerian Navy in curbing the activities of sea pirates on the creeks of the Niger Delta, the Naval High Command is refocusing its attention towards utilizing the capabilities of its personnel to better achieve sustainable results in security operations. The recent change of positions embarked upon by the Navy High Command for senior officers has seen Rear Admiral Muyiwa Olotu taking over as the Flag Officer Logistics Command, Ohara Delta State, from Rear Admiral Somaila Lassa, who spent 21 months in the position. The new Flag Officer of the Command, Rear Admiral Olotu, says he is assuming duty with utmost confidence in the ability of personnel of the command to protect public assets and people in the environment against sea piracy and other maritime crimes.
In over a lot of vessels, new vessels that are coming in with sophisticated systems. We've also produced over 100 platforms that are going to be distributed to the Nigerian Navy fleet. But it tells you that there's going to be a lot of activities and a lot of demand of you.
This command is, by its function, is not a fighting command. By its function, is not an operational command. So for us that we're not a fighting force, we shall be engaging with the community around us, at least within our immediate vicinity, to ensure that the youth are gainfully engaged.
The Rear Admiral Somaila Lassa now assumes duty as the Managing Director, CEO, Nigerian Navy Holdings, Abuja. Let's go to education, where 137 schools across the Federal Capital Territory are participating in the 19th Annual National Mathematics Competition organized by the Nigerian Tulip International Colleges. Lena Obi reports that the competition is aimed at building mathematical inclined children.
Drawn from public and private schools, pupils and students converge on the Nigerian Tulip International Colleges for the 19th edition of the National Mathematics Competition conducted in written form.
Okay, you are expected to share the right answers here.
For Amanda and other contestants, the competition helps to build confidence in the study of mathematics.
They should be encouraged to do maths more often because maths is not really hard. It's very easy. When you take your time and listen, you will really understand it.
Mathematics is easy, and I did a lot of things inside, but some of them are hard, but I could solve it.
Organizers of the competition reiterated commitment in developing the knowledge of children in mathematics.
This is a chance for the students to develop their mathematics within their schools, to compete one another and they see their level. And it is a competition not only in a state, but it takes place in the whole country.
Removing the phobia from these children from onset so that they will not see mathematics as this big subject that nobody can tackle.
Scholarship ranging from 100% to 75% tuition-free, scholarships are given to encourage the study and encourage teachers that are also teaching mathematics.
But the way I teach them, the way I break it down from complex to simple, they love mathematics.
The yearly competition is organized in collaboration with the National Mathematical Center. In Abuja, Lena Ubi, NTA.
Although the former leader of the interim national government, Chief Ernest Onekon, has been laid to rest, the long and enduring legacies he epitomized continue to resonate. Michael Olaleye tells us more.
This ceremonial parade is in honor of a patriotic leader whose love for his country is pure. This is the miniature way of paying back a favor well deserved. Then came the 21-gun salute to bid late Ernest Shonekon's soul a blissful homecoming. To the family, goodbye seems to be the hardest word, based on the wonderful moments spent together while alive. But as a sign to demonstrate how greatly it will be missed, dust was returned to dust.
To dust. May the Lord bless him.
The interment was another moment to reflect on the kind-heartedness, sincere and humble nature of late Ernest Shonekon.
Even though it was short, about 3 days, he held briefly for that period, that interim national government. It was a sacrifice for the country. And even after then, it's contributed in so many ways. The Economic Summit Group is one of his legacies and all that.
The man remained a firm believer and a servant of the Almighty High.
Late Ernest Shonekon will no doubt continue to be a shining example for years to come. This is because, regardless of his remarkable success in the business world, his passion for the country was not only visible, but demonstrated when duty came calling. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
You're watching Weekend File on the NTA network service. Time for break. Do stay with us.
Waking up and going out is your desire to succeed. This keeps you awake, running through your mind, even when bathing. At Bedmate, we understand and remain your partners in providing you durable furniture that helps you work better and introduces you as a person of good taste. That's why from 13 January to 20 February 2022, you can own items in a Sophia Office series at incredible discounts of 20% off with amazing gifts too. Hurry now to our showrooms to enjoy this limited offer like many others needing high-performance work tools to success.
The board, management and staff of Joint Marine Services Limited join millions of Nigerians to congratulate the Minister of Transportation, Right Honorable Rotimi Chibike Amechi, on your turbaning as Dang Amanar Daura. This recognition by the Emir of Daura Alhaji Umar Farouk CUN is a testimony to your outstanding leadership qualities and selfless service to Daura Emirate and Nigeria as a whole. We fervently pray for God's guidance and protection of the new Dang Amanar Daura. Signed, Management.
The House of Representatives ad hoc Committee on Unclaimed Funds in Nigerian Commercial Banks and Infractions by the Central Bank of Nigeria invites the public to a one-day hearing. All memoranda on unclaimed funds in Nigerian commercial banks and infractions by the Central Bank of Nigeria should be forwarded to Suite 4.62, House of Representatives Building, on or before Monday, 14th February 2022. Public hearing date, Monday, 7th February 2022. Venue, Conference Room 034, House of Representatives, National Assembly, Abuja. Time, 2 p.m. Special guest, Femi Gbajabiamila, Speaker, House of Representatives. Critical stakeholders to attend are the Central Bank of Nigeria, all Chief Executive Officers of Nigerian commercial banks, subsidiaries of Central Bank of Nigeria, all revenue-generating departments and agencies, all government-owned enterprises, all development banks in Nigeria, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, Nigeria Port Authority, as well as the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Honorable Unyime Idem, Chairman, House Ad hoc Committee on Unclaimed Funds in Nigerian commercial banks and infractions by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Announcer.
Are you aware that your perfect family may be under threat by germs? Germs can cause infectious disease. These infectious diseases are amongst the biggest killers of adults and children. Illness-causing germs are everywhere. In unclean bathing water, on your clothes, dirty surfaces, on cuts and wounds. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 capful. In your bathing water, for your laundry, for surface cleaning, for first aid, and to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure.
sufficient?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
There is no doubt about it. Trees and other plants are so admirable, and they produce productive farmlands and water. Imagine this colossal damage. No lands, lakes are gone, houses wash away. Migration is imminent. All this as a result of desertification. We must fight desertification by planting more and more trees to save our lands and restore the glory of our agriculture. These will ensure a sustainable food sufficiency, adequate flow of water, and peace of mind. This message is from the National Agency for Great Green Wall.
Welcome back to Wicked File. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. Nigeria's journey to self-sufficiency in wheat to meet the country's demand for flour and other derivative foods has been slow. A journey that started about 2 decades ago has only achieved about 1.5% out of the total wheat required by the growing Nigerian population. In this report, Musa Aliyu takes a look at the critical issues affecting wheat production in the country.
It's estimated that out of the food consumed daily by Nigerians, about 60% are from wheat derivatives. In spite of the fact that Nigeria has a good climatic atmosphere suitable for cultivation of wheat, the country, however, has been spending millions of dollars to import the produce. The Central Bank of Nigeria in October 2021 said the country spends $2 billion annually on wheat importation.
Africa becomes more and more a net importer of wheat from other continents, while we have the land, the people, and the technology to develop and produce in Africa.
Currently now, Nigeria is demanding more than 5.2 million metric tons of wheat to be processed by our millers. And our country is spending over 1.3 trillion naira importing this material. We can't remain on this forever.
There was what was tagged aggressive approach by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in 2013 to boost national production of wheat. This therefore brought about partnership between Nigeria and the African Development Bank on the development of improved variety of wheat seeds.
If we continue this program for the next 3-4 years, Nigeria will become self-sufficient in wheat.
Investigation shows that attitude shown by off-takers and millers and the disagreement over a guaranteed minimum price hindered the initiative.
But I can tell you, in my past experience, we have always paid local farmers more than what it costs to import wheat. Because we want to promote the aggregation of local farmers, we also want to promote local crops.
The government and the CBN are not relenting as they introduce new approach on the wheat production. Agreements have been signed with flour millers alongside with the farmers over the demand and supply of the produce.
The federal government has done a lot in that respect, particularly in providing improved seeds to the farmers, and some planters were bought and distributed to the farmers also. This is a major intervention so far.
Our overarching strategy for the wheat value chain include 1. Ensuring availability of high-yield seeds for financing seed multiplication and establishment of seed ripple centers. 2. Expanding land under cultivation for wheat to a level that can meet the nation's demand.
CBN is releasing 250 billion naira to support 150,000 wheat farmers in 2021-2022 dry season farming. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the multifaceted approach to wheat production deployed by the federal government is yielding envisaged results and therefore attracting recommendations of beneficiaries along the value chain. Yahanasu Hassan reports that more than 5,000 farmers have accessed the CBN loan in Kano, which further boosts their dream for a brown revolution in the country.
Wheat, despite being one of the major staple foods in Nigeria, records by the National Bureau of Statistics reveal is being imported into the country to meet the nation's demand, thereby denying the nation billions of dollars spent on importation every year. The renewed commitment of the present administration to make Nigerians produce what they consume and reduce government spending on importation necessitated adoption of robust strategies in the cultivation of one of the most consumed foods in every household. For instance, the importation of improved seeds from Mexico alone supports wheat farmers under the Anchor Borrower Scheme is gradually changing the lives of thousands of farmers in Kano State. Haruna Abdu has been into all-season farming, and with access to the wheat loan, he is optimistic of a bumper harvest.
I've never seen my wheat grow and produce like this. The seeds are very okay, and we hope to continue benefiting from such support.
My plea to government and the CBN is anytime that we are going to participate in this program, let our input be on hand. Let us by November.
Add mechanization into the farming activity, and based on the expected results that we are expecting to receive at this season, I think the sky will be the limit of wheat farming in Nigeria.
With the officials working tirelessly to ensure farmers cultivate wheat twice a year, the dream of people like Haruna and Abdul to cultivate multiple crops, wheat inclusive, will soon be a reality. In Kano, Yahanasu Hassan, NTA News.
Let's bring in our guests at this moment. Dr. Oluwashina Olabanji, a former executive director, Lake Chad Research Institute. You're welcome to Weekend File.
Good evening.
Let's have your candid position or appraisal of wheat production in Nigeria as at now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Permit me to sincerely extend our appreciation to Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our father, Muhammad Buhari, and also the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria.
Godwin Emefiele.
Yeah, Godwin Emefiele. You will remember vividly that in 2015, the president flagged off the dry season cropping for rice and wheat. As a result of that, you recently witnessed transformation of rice in this country through this pyramid that you saw being displayed recently in Abuja. And we are very hopeful that very soon we too we are going to display pyramid of wheat in Nigeria. Now, this flagging of wheat and rice had actually created the awareness in the heart of Nigerians and also the policymakers that we can produce these important crop commodities, rice, wheat, maize, in Nigeria. Experience have shown that yes, you are talking of the journey so far. We started a very good journey, but it was truncated along the road because of policy somersault. But as a result of the political will of the present government, You can see the interventions from CBN importing 13,000 metric tons of quality seed to this country. You can also see the interventions from flour mills of Nigeria that are the sole off-taker of wheat. Now, let me tell you, two major challenges in the wheat value chain are quality seed and marketing. Now, as a result of these major challenges, the CBN intervened by bringing quality wheat seed that have been released in Nigeria. That's normal bullock. 13,000 metric tons. For us to multiply such seed so that it can be made available and at affordable price for our farmers. We have demonstrated this material in Sokoto last dry season. We got very good yield. Now we demonstrated it again. For the first time in the history of this country, that rain-fed wheat is grown on a commercial scale. More than 400 hectares was cultivated. And the good part of this crop, or this variety that have been imported, it serves a dual purpose. You can grow it under rain-fed condition and also irrigated condition. Very early, maturing, and also this season, these materials have gone to 15 states in Nigeria. Fortunately enough, it was our plan to expand wheat production to other frontiers, like they did in Sudan, Ethiopia, which we had that one in plan. And now it has been done. Wheat has been expanded to marginal areas like Niger State. Niger State this season has cultivated about 5,100 hectares. The pilot project we did about 3 years ago was just less than 1 hectare. But now 5,100 hectares have been cultivated. And some of them are already heading early maturing. Now to tell you about the other challenge, which is marketing.
You will tell us more about marketing, Dr. Olabanji, right after the break. Of course, you're watching Weekend File on the NTA. Do stay with us.
That your perfect family may be under threat by germs. Germs can cause infectious disease. These infectious diseases are amongst the biggest killers of adults and children. Illness-causing germs are everywhere. In unclean bathing water, on your clothes, dirty surfaces, on cuts and wounds. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 capful. In your bathing water, for your laundry, for surface cleaning, for first aid, and to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
Hey you! 100 million naira up for grabs with your favorite Indomie noodles in the all-new I Love My Indomie promo. Grab an I Love My Indomie promo pack. Look inside the pack for a unique letter and collect all 14 letters, including the special heart, to form I Love My Indomie. Send a picture of your collection to our WhatsApp number to redeem your instant cash prize of 100,000 naira. So hurry and grab your favorite Indomie noodles now. Offer valid in selected cities only till March 31st, 2022. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Helen Paul! Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam. The regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
For an event as big as the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, you can't afford to miss out. So where do you go when you want to have a full AFCON 2021 experience? You go where everybody goes. When you're looking for the vibe, you go straight to the source. So if you want to have it all, go all out for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations with GoTV. Catch all 52 must-watch games live on SuperSport on GoTV. GoTV, love it.
You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. The federal and state government's commitment to wheat production in the country has continued to yield fruits, with the number of wheat farmers increasing in Kebbi State, courtesy of the three-window support of We Farm Anchor, Private Anchor, and Associations Anchor. Usman Abdullahi Shehu has that report.
State has been the cradle of the Anchor Borrowers program in the country, rice production in particular. Talking about wheat production, Kebbi State is also making a headway through with the federal government policy complemented by the state government. Presently, over 10,000 farmers were incorporated in the wheat production across the state, and the number is appreciably increasing. Last year alone, incentives under the Anchor Borrowers program in wheat production were made accessible to farmers in the state, as no fewer than 10,000 farmers benefited, as stated by the Kebbi State Chairman Wheat Farmers Association, Alhaji Abdullahi Argungu.
Currently, Kebbi State has three windows of wheat cultivation. There's what we call We Farm Amco, there is Private Amco, and then there is Association Amco. With the Prime Amco and the Association Amco and the Private Amco, Kebbi State this year is covering about 10,000 hectares of wheat. Okay, the wheat farmers are cultivating about 8,000, the small-scale farmers 6,000, and the large-scale 2,000. And this can be envisaged when you go to the field.
The quantity of the commodity produced in the state has doubled even before the coming of the Anchor borrowers. With the intervention of the federal government and state government with improved seeds and other farm inputs, farmers in the state were expected to cultivate 4 tons of wheat per hectare against the usual 1 hectare.
The central bank supplied wheat seed 100 kg per hectare with 10 bags of fertilizer, NPK, and the urea. And each farmer who is having 1 hectare is allocated with that commodity. And in addition to seed, fertilizer, farmers were given insecticide, herbicide, and sprays.
In a similar vein, the federal government commitment in production of the commodity has inspired many women into the production of wheat in Kebbi State.
I have just started this one, that is why it is not much. Yes, in the near future, I hope to cultivate maybe up to 5 hectares.
With appropriate federal and state government incentives, these women said more of them are ready to hold wheat farming as a means of income generation to sustain their livelihood. Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
We're still discussing with Dr. Oluwashino Olabanji, former Executive Director, Lake Chad Research Institute, on Nigeria's journey to wheat sufficiency. Dr. Olabanji, just before the break, you were hinting at marketing perhaps as one of the challenges to the produce.
Yes. Actually, marketing was a major challenge in the time past because many of our wheat farmers, when they produced this wheat and there was no market, they were discouraged. Most of them went into vegetable production, rice and maize, and abandoned wheat. And that's why you see the Nigerian production declining. But we thank God for research. We have been able to meet the demand of the Flour Milling Association of Nigeria by producing quality wheat that is suitable for flour and baking. And now, the Flour Milling Association of Nigeria have made a commitment to buy all the wheat produced in this country, which they have started more than 4 years ago. So there is market for wheat in Nigeria now. And that's another way forward. To talk about the journey of wheat in Nigeria, as I mentioned, we are now on the right path for self-sufficiency. I said this because of the political will of our government.
Of the administration, okay.
Yes.
What about states now?
The same thing. When I say Nigeria government, I'm referring to the federal and the states.
Okay.
If you see the enthusiasm, the support of the governors in the wheat producing states, particularly Kebbi, Kano, Jigawa, Kaduna, and which one again will I say? Well, Niger is coming on board. They are very supportive. And I'm telling you, with this political will, we can achieve self-sufficiency in wheat production. Why and how? Nigeria has 1.2 million irrigable landmass suitable for wheat production in this country. And with this methodology that the CBN and Flour Milling Association are using, CBN is using Anchor Borrower Program. For this season, they have cultivated 132,000 hectares for both seed and grain production. Flour Milling Association of Nigeria has cultivated 3,000 hectares using outgrowers for seed and grain production. In the same manner, Flour Milling Association knows the importance of R&D, that is research and development. They are supporting research. They themselves too, they have gone into research on variety testing, agronomic practices, in collaboration with research institutes, that's Lecture Research Institute and IIR.
So the future is bright for wheat.
The future is bright.
We're almost there.
We are almost there. I can assure you, with this political will that is being exhibited by the government of Nigeria, in the next 5 years, this issue of 5% self-sufficiency or whatever is going to be a thing of the past.
Thank you very
Nigeria must reach 60% self-sufficiency in wheat production. Come 5 years' time. You will see pyramid of wheat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Oluwashina Olabanji. Thanks for coming on Weekend File.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Dr. Oluwashina Olabanji is the former Executive Director, Lake Chad Research Institute, and we have been discussing on Nigeria's journey to wheat sufficiency. Let's go on another break on Weekend File. When we return, sports and more.
Hey you, 100 million naira up for grabs with your favorite Indomie noodles in the all-new I Love My Indomie promo. Grab an I Love My Indomie promo pack. Look inside the pack for a unique letter and collect all 14 letters, including the special heart, to form I Love My Indomie. Send a picture of your collection to our WhatsApp number to redeem your instant cash prize of 100,000 naira. So hurry and grab your favorite Indomie noodles now. Offer valid in selected cities only till March 31st, 2022. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
I know that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
Sports update is next.
The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Daure, has bagged an award of excellence in recognition of his efforts to rehabilitate the Daura Stadium and his contribution towards sport development. The award was presented to the minister by the Daura Emirates Soccer Coaching Society. From AFCON 2022, all is set for the finals of the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Seven-time winners, Egypt, will try to better their records against 2019 runners-up, the Lions of Teranga, on Sunday. Birth of Sporting Lagos Football Club, a platform for millions of Nigerian youth to take advantage of opportunities in the world of football.
It is getting closer to the community.
I expect that they will make us proud. I expect that there will be a model that we have in Lagos of recent.
The principle of inclusiveness rise from the grassroots to the pinnacle of football at the highest level is part of the vision of the club that is set to change the narratives in Nigerian football. The Nigerian national under-20 female team, the Falconets, Saturday in Abuja qualified for the final round of qualifications to the 2022 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. The Falconets defeated the Young Lionesses of Cameroon by 3-0 to move to the next round after the first leg in Cameroon had ended in a goalless draw. Esther Chinemerem's double in the 22nd and 73rd minutes, as well as a header from Precious Vincent in the 37th minutes, was all the Nigerian team needed to go through. Over 100 young basketballers are currently participating in a 2-day basketball clinic at the outdoor court of the Package B section of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Organizers of the clinic say the aim is to select a team that will represent a basketball team in future national and international competitions.
Aim is to get some basketballers from the schools and develop a team with them, like at the young age.
With Sports Update, Enojo Adiku, NTA News.
Cameroon and Burkina Faso are likely to go into another round of games as both teams are currently playing 3-all in the third place match of AFCON 2021 in Cameroon. Good luck to both sides. And that concludes Weekend File on the NTA network service tonight. My name is Kenan Ima Abudike. Thanks indeed for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend.